Howdy, how's it going? It's your boy T Spoon back here with another video today. And today I'm going to be doing my 2023 NFL mock draft. This is part 2 to my NFL mock draft. I've already done a part 1 before. I think that was like a month and a half ago. Obviously things have changed since then. There's been some teams that's switched up and stuff. And there's been some players that switched up and went up and went down. So obviously you can see my first 3 picks here. So my first pick in the NFL draft is going to be C.J. Stroud. I believe he's going to go first. Main reason why I believe he's going to go first is he's just an all-around dynamic quarterback. He can throw the ball. He can run the ball. He can use his legs. He can scramble. He could just do things that not a lot of quarterbacks can do. Now we are seeing the NFL transition to that, and they're going more to the scramble side of quarterbacks. Kind of in the Eli Manning, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady days. Mostly quarterbacks just threw the ball. Well, now they can throw and run. We see it with Josh Allen. We see it with Lamar Jackson. Even Ryan Tannehill can run a little bit. You just see it all over the league. You see it with Deshaun Watson. Trevor Lawrence can run a little bit. So most quarterbacks in the NFL are getting to the point where they can run with their legs too and make you pay that way. So I think C.J. Stroud goes first there. Will Anderson from Alabama, the edge from Alabama. I got him going in the second pick to the Seattle Seahawks. And then Jalen Carter, the defensive lineman for Georgia. I've got him going number 3 to the Chicago Bears. Now, how I do this is I do it based off of what the team needs at the time. So, and I'm sorry for all these ads that pop up on here. I try to get them closed out, and they just seem to keep popping back up. So, I apologize about that. But aside from that, how I do it is whenever I pick for each team, I do it based off of the way what the team needs at the time. So obviously they might fill these roles in off season before the draft, and then this could change. So that's why I'm going to have about 4 or 5 parts of this. I'm going to have another mock draft that releases probably sometime in January. Then I'm going to have another mock draft that releases probably sometime in February, maybe beginning of March. And then I'm going to have another mock draft that releases right before the draft, like a few days before the draft. And that will probably be the most up-to-date and accurate mock draft, just because of the fact that you would already have the NFL Combine that had happened, you would already have the free agent off-signing that had happened, and you would know exactly what the team needs and probably what they're going to target in the NFL draft. As of now, we all know that the Texans, they need a quarterback, right? They have Davis Mills, but I don't believe he's really the answer. But they might sign a quarterback in free agency. So then, if they do that, why would they use their first pick on C.J. Stroud? They probably wouldn't. They would probably go in a different direction, whatever their team needs. Maybe they need a defensive lineman more. Maybe they need a wide receiver more. Just based off of what their team needs, that's probably what they would go for. So that's what I try to do. Try to keep it accurate like that. If that was to happen, I honestly would see C.J. Stroud probably falling a little bit, because I don't think Seattle really, they do need a quarterback, and they might pick C.J. Stroud if he was still on the board. But it'll be interesting to see. It definitely will. So we're going to go on down here, and we're going to look at some more drafts. I did 3 rounds for this mock draft. Yeah, so I did 3 rounds for this mock draft, and yeah, we're gonna go on down. Obviously, the only trade that I've got going on here is I've got not Seattle, excuse me, the Indianapolis Colts and the Carolina Panthers. I got them trading. I got the Indianapolis Colts trading their first round 9th pick for a first round 7th pick, and then their second round 39th pick for a second round 38th pick. So they trade up there. And then you come on down here. Bryce Young, I got him going to the Detroit Lions. I've got Kelee Ringo going to the Eagles there. I think that would be a good pick, honestly. I mean, I know that they have a good secondary, but to add to that with Kelee Ringo, I feel like that would be pretty impressive. I got Myles Murphy going to the Cardinals. I got Will Levis going to the Panthers. Honestly, I think Will Levis will fall a little bit farther than this, but everyone wants to put Will Levis towards the top, so I just did it for them. I've got him going to the Panthers. I feel like he'd be able to help out their offense there a little bit. So I've got him going with the 7th pick to the Panthers. I've got the Raiders, and some of these names I can't pronounce, so excuse me ahead of time for that. But I got the Raiders going and picking up Peter Skoronski. I got the Colts picking up Quentin Johnston, first receiver to go in the draft. I got the Atlanta Falcons picking Brian Brzee, the defensive lineman from Clemson. I've got the Jags picking Jordan Addison. I got the Texans with their 12th pick picking Tyree Wilson. I got the Steelers picking Joey Porter Jr. I got the Packers picking Michael Mayer. And then I got the 15th pick with the Lions. I got them picking Cam Smith. I got the Chargers picking Paris Johnson Jr. With the 17th pick in the NFL draft, I got the Seattle Seahawks picking Christian Gonzalez. With the 18th pick in the 2023 NFL draft, I got the New York Jets selecting Jackson Smith, and I can't even pronounce his last name there. I know it's Jigba, I believe. I'm not gonna butcher that any more than that. I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers selecting Clark Phillips III. I got with the 20th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, I got the Tennessee Titans selecting Isaiah Folsky. With the 21st pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, I got the Patriots selecting Broderick Jones. I got the Washington Commanders selecting Trenton Simpson. The Giants selecting Noah Swell. The Broncos selecting Jarrett Varsay. I got the Ravens selecting Josh Downs. I got the Bengals selecting Anton Harris. And then with the 27th pick in the NFL Draft, I got the Dallas Cowboys selecting Jalen Hyatt from the University of Tennessee there. Now, first University of Tennessee player to go in the draft, in my opinion. But the reason I got the Cowboys selecting him is because they do need help at wide receiver. Just a little bit. I mean, they have CeeDee Lamb and all that, but they did lose Amari Cooper, right? They have been looking for some wide receiver help. They even talked about signing Odell. That didn't happen. So now they did sign T.Y. Hilton, but I don't know if he'll be there that long. He's kind of aging out in his career. I think that they'll select Jalen Hyatt or similar to it. Maybe Josh Downs. But it would be nice to see Jalen Hyatt go there. Not really a huge fan of the Cowboys, but it would make me a little bit of a fan if a former Tennessee player could go there and play for the Dallas Cowboys there. With the 28th pick, I got the Kansas City Chiefs selecting Bijan Robinson. With the 29th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, I got the Minnesota Vikings selecting Devon Witherspoon. I got the Bills selecting Jamari Gibbs, and I want to touch on that as well. The reason that I've got them selecting Jamari Gibbs is they do need running back help as well. They traded for Hines right before the deadline, Naomi Hines from the Colts, right before the trade deadline, but he hasn't been much help. There a few first weeks I think is a little bit of a help. But I think Jamari Gibbs, if they could get him, he might even be their starting running back. He's so shifty. He has good agility. You've seen him in some of the videos I've done when I've done highlights and broke down some gameplay and game film. So you've seen his ability to be able to run and create gaps and holes and find gaps and holes and hit them and then turn on the jets and just go towards the end zone. Like, he is force to be reckoned with, and I think he's the next good thing coming from Alabama. You got Derrick Henry. I think Jamari Gibbs honestly will be the best running back to come out of Alabama and go in the NFL since Derrick Henry. So, and he's a different build than Derrick Henry. Obviously, he's smaller, he's shorter, he has more agility. He's able to dance around more, make people miss. He doesn't have that stiff arm, but he doesn't need it because their main problem with Derrick Henry is they can catch him. They just have to worry about bringing him down. Jamari Gibbs, you could probably bring him down. You just have to worry about catching him. So it's totally different ballgame, but I think that he'll be the next great running back to come from the University of Alabama and play in the NFL, and I think the Buffalo Bills will select him. If he doesn't get picked before that, very well, he could get picked before this, and he could even go maybe to the Broncos. They need some running back help too, so he could get selected before this. But if he's still on the board when the Bills have their selection, 100% if I was them, I'd be selecting Jamari Gibbs. With the 31st pick, I got the Eagles selecting Nolan Smith, and with the 32nd pick and the final pick in the first round of the 2023 NFL Draft, I got the Houston Texans selecting Brian Branch from the University of Alabama, safety there. These Nets picks, I'm just going to kind of scroll through them and let you see, so I don't have to bore you and announce every single one of them like I'm the NFL commissioner announcing the picks. But I mean, some of these picks are good picks. I think Henry To'oTo'o, that's a little bit of controversy, whether he's going to fall to the 45th overall pick or not. You know, he could go in the first round. I just don't really see it happening. He could go very early in the second round, but I've got him falling about mid-round here and getting selected to the Raiders. I think that would be a good place for him to go as well. Scrolling on down here, Darnell Washington going to the Chargers. Jordan Battle going to the Jets. Darnell Wright going to the Titans. Staying in Tennessee. Got Hendon Hooker going to the Commanders. Now, in my first draft, I did have Hendon Hooker going in the 19th overall pick right here to the Bucks to replace Brady, because my feelings is Brady might retire after this year, but maybe not. We'll see. But still, yeah, it would be good for them to select a quarterback to go ahead and start mentoring and get ready to take over for when Brady does leave. But obviously, with his injury and him not getting to finish out the season, I don't even know how he'll do in the combine. We'll see. He could go back up. I'm talking about Hendon Hooker here. But as of now, I got him falling to the 54th overall pick to the Washington Commanders. Blake Corum, that's one that is very controversial. Will he fall to the 55th overall pick? Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, because I know Blake Corum is a really good running back. He could go in the first round. I don't see it happening, but he could go in the first round or very early. Like I'm talking like the second or third pick in the second round. But I've got him falling here to the 55th pick overall, and almost towards the back end of the second round here. Scrolling on down here, got Cedric Tillman going to the Chiefs, another Tennessee player there. Marvin Mims going to the Broncos. Got Garrett Williams going to the Jags there. J.L. Skinner going to the Packers. Parker Washington going to the Titans. They finally addressed their wide receiver need with him. Also, hopefully, in the free agency. Got Jaden Daniels, quarterback for the LSU Tigers, going to the Colts. Bo Nix, another quarterback going, back-to-back quarterbacks, going to the Giants. And then I don't know why this is scrolled out. Ineligible. I guess he's ineligible to go to the draft because I guess he pulled out. I did this 3 days ago, so I'm not really for sure. So I'll have to update that. That kind of messes things up now because it's gonna, yeah, that messes things up. But that will be updated in the next mock draft there. And then Byron Young, I got him going to the Eagles, another Tennessee player. And that's pretty much it. That's my mock draft so far. I only did the first 3 rounds. Thinking, but my last mock draft, so my 5th mock draft, I guess that I'm gonna do like all 7 rounds, and then put that out there. That way you guys know who my mock draft is for, or what my mock draft looks like for all 7 rounds. I'll get that 94th overall pick updated for the Kansas City Chiefs, and I'll get that video out sometime probably in January, because things will obviously change and stuff by then based off of how these bowl games and playoffs are played and such. Could change things up just a little bit there. But yeah, this has been my 2023 NFL mock draft part 2, and this has been your boy TN Smooth, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.